I'm sure you've come into sales calls and that the buyer is more prepared, more knowledgeable than they've ever been before, right? It raises the bar. If your role is an educator, right? Your role is somebody that understands their industry, is going to bring in new perspectives that help them understand not only the problems they have, but how they can solve them. The requirement for value that you're going to deliver is increasing. At the same time, their expectation of the value that you're going to provide on those calls is going to increase at the same time. So, how do you deal with that as a leader of the sales department, knowing that the buyer's more prepared, they're smarter? We have to up our game at the same time if we're going to transcend where they went by just going and doing some searches and getting prepared pretty quickly, right? How do you prepare for that as a sales, manager, as a salesperson in your department?
I think that's a really great point. Years ago, you would often say, well, have you Googled your company? And what does Google say about your company? And that was, where a lot of the thought went. My answer to that question would be, what does AI say about your organization? So if somebody pops in your name or pops in your company's name, does the AI tool really understand what you're doing? AEO is becoming a key focus across a lot of organizations and AI referrals. We've seen as we've launched a dedicated focus around AI at BCC, we've seen a big increase in AI referral traffic and AI referrals being driven to us. So I think that is the immediate piece that comes to mind is, do we have a strong strategy around AI tools? What does Perplexity say about us? Is the information in there correct? I'm guilty of it. I did it just the other day. Somebody said, hey, here's this really cool tool. I think it'll help your team. And my first response was to go to Claude and put it in. Hey, you understand the context, back to that word context, you understand the context of my organization and what we do. This is a tool that was recommended to me. Give me some information on. And what I've found is, as a person that's often approached by other organizations to sell us whatever the flavor of the day is, I might go a step further and say, well, what about their competitors? Who's their big competitors? Hey, I really like this tool. Thank you for that. Give me some competitors. And so again, I think more and more and more, the buyers are educating themselves. They are spending time in these tools. And so I think from a marketing standpoint and from a sales standpoint, it's critical as an organization for us to really invest some of that time we get back with other savings in how do we best position our organization within these tools so that when someone searches our company, it shows up and it shows up correctly.